What's good everyone, it's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. And for today's video, we will be doing a performance review on the Sirius Player Only Player 1 version 2 2023 edition. Alright, so as far as traction goes on the Player 1 2023 edition, not much has changed compared to last year's version 1. You still have that herringbone traction pattern as you can see here with all of the tiny little nubs. The one change they did make on the version 1 from last year to this one here, the version 2, is they did make the rubber compound a little bit thicker. It's not quite as thin as the version 1, but it still is very tacky on clean or dirty floors. On lateral movements, forward movements, this traction pattern is going to have you covered. It's honestly one of the better traction patterns out right now. The only one that I think rivals this and maybe beats it is the LeBron 20s still. But other than that, this traction here on the Player 1 2023 edition is actually just a little bit better than last year's. The same problem that I'm having from last year though with this one as well. It's not really a problem, but the durability, I wouldn't bring these outdoors, and then right here it's starting to wear away pretty quickly. So I do have the pink pair here as well, and as you can see on the pink pair, it did kind of bite through after about 20 or 30 hours of use. And it's similar here on the 2023 edition. As you can see, the bulk of the wear on this outsole after about 15 hours of use is right here. But other than that, this traction pattern on the Player 1 from Sirius Player Only will have you covered. Again, don't bring these outdoors, but as far as indoors go, this is a fantastic traction setup, and it's also very squeaky as well. So great feedback on the traction from the Player 1. So as far as the traction goes, I'm gonna have to give these a very solid 9.5 out of 10. So as far as the cushioning goes in the Player 1 version 2 for 2023, it's actually the exact same from last year. So they do provide you with a drop-in midsole. So the one you kind of get standard in the model is this one right here. It is the Strength drop-in midsole. They do call this foam compound, the pink stuff, Evanlon, but it's basically a Phylon midsole. And then as well at the bottom here, you do have this blue portion, which is called gum, and it's pretty soft under your forefoot and heel. And then the Popcon, the white stuff, is basically Boost. So it's very soft and it offers some amazing impact protection under the ball of your foot and the heel. So this is the one that comes standard. It does have some slits in the forefoot for some extra range of motion. So this is the one that you get within the shoe. And then on their website, you can purchase this one right here. This white one right here is another drop-in midsole, and it is the support one. So it still has that Evanlon, but again, the exact same thing as my first video. I do find this one to be a bit softer underfoot. And then you have the Popcon and the gum underneath your forefoot and heel. And the only difference with this one also is this yellow support plate. So you do have this support plate here that really harnesses your foot in on hard lateral cuts and does offer some underfoot torsional rigidity with this plate, whereas this pink one here kind of just folds over and moves. So if you like something that has greater range of motion, go with the pink one. But these ones on their website are running for $29 US. So I think it's a great upgrade if you need some extra support, which I need with my knees and just age overall. I really enjoyed this one better. So as far as the cushioning goes, it does have a very nice heel to toe transition also, because once that drop-in midsole is in this shoe, this outsole is so thin that you're getting all of your cushioning from that drop-in midsole itself. So I really enjoyed the setup. It very, very much reminds me of like the Kobe 8s and 9s with that drop-in midsole setup, and that's more or less what they were going after as far as the overall cushioning. So I really enjoyed the cushioning in the Sirius Player Only Player 1. Another thing the white one does offer, not so much in the cushioning department, is the sidewalls do run up just a little bit higher on the white one versus the pink one. But overall, I really enjoy these, and I love how they're interchangeable, because if they do break down over time, you can just jump on their website, grab a new one for $29 and you're set again. As far as the cushioning goes, not much has changed, so I'm gonna have to give these a very solid 9 out of 10. So as far as the fit goes in the Sirius Player Only Player 1 version 2 for 2023, it's more or less the exact same fit from last year with the pink pair over here. So I would recommend, even if you have a standard foot, go up half a size. These fit very short, so I'm usually a size 10.5, and I did go with a size 11. Now where this shoe does differ just a little bit versus last year's shoe is in the heel. It has a snugger fit in the heel and in the forefoot. So I think that this shoe right here has a better 1-to-1 fit. I just recommend going up that half a size if you have a standard foot, probably a full size if you have a wide foot. But overall, I enjoyed this setup. If you've played in the Kobe 8s or 9s, this is more or less what you're getting here in the Player 1. So as far as the fit goes, I would have to give these an awesome 8.5 out of 10. Another thing to do with the fit, the tongue here is a half booty construction, so it is connected to the shoe from here down, and then it's free flowing for the rest of the way up. And then you do have this one portion here where you have the laces going through the tongue. So this tongue is not going to be moving around at all on you. So as far as the materials go on the Sirius Player Only Player 1, you do have this mesh material on the upper, as you can see here. It's more or less actually see-through, but it's very strong because you do have these TPU, almost fish wire like strands running through the upper, and it does run all the way to the medial side. And then you also have these portions of threading that's almost like fly wire. So it's a very supportive and very breathable upper here. I think they did a fantastic job with what they're offering here on the Sirius Player Only Player 1. But on the 2023 version, they did add some really nice, almost like nubuck material here at the back. It's more of a premium touch in my opinion. As you can see at the back, it does say Sirius Player Only. That's kind of new as well. And then it's the same thing here sitting at the top of the tongue. And then you have a standard mesh tongue, which is very breathable. Moving your way down from all of that, you do have this fuse rand here that does run all the way around the toe box to the medial side. So that's going to offer some more durability and support within the Player 1. So I think they have some great materials here. Last year on the Player 1 version 1, they did have some synthetic leather, which I don't think was bad, and I actually enjoyed it on foot. But the premium touches here with this nubuck, I really have to commend them because they kept their prices the same, but in my opinion, they upped the materials. So for that reason, the materials on the Player 1 2023, I'm gonna have to give a awesome 9 out of 10. Great job from Sirius Player Only. So as far as the weight goes on the Sirius Player Only 2023, this is a US size 11, and they do come in at 13.85 ounces. So a very lightweight basketball shoe in my opinion. This one does have the little bit of a beefier drop-in midsole with that support one. And then the 2022 version here has your standard strength drop-in midsole that you'll get on all of the shoes. And in a US size 11, these come in at 12.4. So a little bit of a lighter shoe right here, not to mention that that material at the back, in my opinion, with the synthetic leather, is probably also a little bit lighter weight than having that nubuck. So as far as the support goes on the version 2 versus the version 1, it's more or less the exact same. It's one of the most supportive low top basketball shoes. The only one I think that's a little bit more supportive is the LeBron 20s, but for these guys here, you are getting an internal heel counter at the back of the shoe, and then this external kind of upside down U at the back that does run to the medial side. So that's really going to keep your foot harnessed in the back of the shoe and just offer some great support. Moving your way forward from that, you do have this mesh material that does have that TPU strand kind of running throughout the upper, and then the fly wire material kind of running through that also. So a very supportive upper here from Sirius Player Only. Just under the laces and at the base of the shoe, you do have some fuse rands. So obviously that's offering some durability and support by the laces. And then right here also kind of keeping your foot within the footbed on those hard lateral cuts that fuse, and just overall durability at the toe. Like I mentioned with the support drop-in midsole, it does have that plate. So directly under your foot, you are getting that support system within the drop-in midsole. Moving your way down from that, you do have this pretty wide forefoot here, which is going to offer some great stability underfoot. At the middle of the shoe, you do have this carbon fiber shank plate, which is obviously offering some great torsional rigidity. And last but not least, on the Player 1 version 2, same from last year's version 1, you do have this really wide kind of outrigger here. So that's preventing your foot from teetering over on those hard lateral cuts, or when you land on someone's foot, it's going to offer some great support. So no shortage of support on the version 1 or version 2. It just depends what colorways you guys like. But on this Oreo one here, it's a very supportive basketball shoe, and I really enjoy playing in these because a lot of people are hesitant to play in low tops, but you're getting your support within a low top from having a very rigid and sturdy heel counter, not a higher cut shoe on your ankle. So it is a misconception, but I will say I do enjoy playing in low top basketball shoes because they're overall just a little bit lighter and just a little bit more natural on your foot, in my opinion. So as far as the support goes on the Sirius Player Only Player 1, I'm gonna have to give these a 9.5 out of 10. So that's going to do it for today's performance review on the Sirius Player Only Player 1 version 2 here in 2023. Overall, I do think it does have a few nice upgrades. Another thing that they did change on this one versus for the version 1 is it does have these round rope laces, which I didn't mind. The ones here in the version 1s do have flat laces, so I do find like these ones don't come unlaced quite as easy, but if you double knot these, you won't have any issues. Overall, I do think this is a fantastic basketball shoe. Definitely in my top 5 right now as far as on-court performers, and that is saying a lot because this is this brand's first go at basketball shoes, and they are dropping some new models in the fall of 2023, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But overall, I think this is a fantastic performer with great traction, support, cushioning. Materials aren't bad, and I really love that drop in midsole, so you can change it out if you need to, if it wears down over time. So great job from Sirius Player Only. As always, if you guys can like, comment, and subscribe, that does help the channel a ton. And check out my Instagram over at 23mj88, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.